Stupid Michigan. Oh, crap snow. Rush. Oh, this is miserable. Well, this is pure shit too. The Volvo and 2 Tercels, barely visible. I hate winter. Oh, what is up, YouTube? That was a bit of a nightmare getting out of the snow. We have been under a winter storm watch since Thursday, at like 4 p.m. I think. It is currently Saturday at 8 a.m. I think, roughly. And we've been getting onslaughted with snow. There's probably 15, 16 inches at least that are out in my yard right now, and it's supposed to let up for a couple hours and keep hammering away. So it was a bit of a nightmare to get this thing in here. I got it stuck twice. I tried pulling it with my Toyota Tercel and extra low granny gear 4-wheel drive with a ratchet strap, and I just don't think the car has enough weight. It would pull it back and forth, but wouldn't quite get her out. But anyway, what I'm going to plan on doing today with this thing is do a little bit of the brake work and some other little odds and ends. My weekend unintentionally freed up, so I got a couple of days free that I wasn't really anticipating on. So I figured I might as well get some stuff done because I'm always neglecting my cars for other junk and other people's cars and stuff like that. So I figured I'd spend some time today and get some stuff knocked out on it. I'm going to pull this girl out, probably get her stuck in the driveway again. And then I'm going to plan on doing the tires on that thing tomorrow, depending on the weather, realistically. And I got all the brake parts right over here on my workbench. And I've got a couple other parts that are going to be showing up. None of the stuff for the tune-up is here yet. It's supposed to be here, I think, February 20th or 19th or something like that. I don't recall offhand. But, yeah, I don't know how much will actually be in this video, because it's just kind of a bunch of random odds and ends and stuff I got to do. And realistically, watching brakes is probably pretty boring for you guys. So I guess that leads to my question that I got right now for you guys. What do you guys like watching? Like, what is some of the stuff that really excites you with either of my cars or my Toyotas or anything like that? Wood stove, getting warm. Comment down below if you could. It would be a huge help. I appreciate all the support from all you guys thus far. It's been amazing. Some of the videos are getting more views than I ever anticipated they ever would. And it means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. But I'd like to know what kind of stuff to put out. I got the 262 Bertoni with the V8. I plan on doing like a revival series on that, just a couple of different parts. Basically dragging it out, cleaning it out, and getting it running again. Like I said, it hasn't ran since November. Well, November of 2019 is when I broke the cam in and stuff like that. And it's basically mostly been sitting. It's been fired up a few times since then, but it's going to need all the E85 drained out of it, the tank, and probably oil change, and I'll probably change the trans fluid, and a bunch of other stuff. So I got to run through a bunch of stuff on that, but yeah. And then obviously I got Tercels. I got a Tercel that I plan on doing not quite a frame off restoration on, but I plan on taking all the suspension parts off and media blasting them and repainting them and putting new bushings in and getting tires and stuff like that. And yeah, obviously all this is on a shoestring budget. It won't happen super fast. It's going to be very slow, and there'll probably be other things in between there. But yeah, I guess if you guys, again, like I said, if you can comment down below what you guys like, that'd be a huge help. I might snippet this at the end of the video. That way it's not super long of an intro before I do stuff. But yeah, anyway, stay tuned and we'll get rolling with some stuff. Another couple video ideas that I had thought about doing were some videos on the Celsior, basically just me getting out of storage and stuff like that. And then one of the things that I've really wanted to always do, but I've never really done, is detailing. I've done like your hand and mop or hand and brush, like wash, soap wash. It's too early. My caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. I apologize. But I've done, pretty typical hand washes on cars in the past and stuff like that, but I've never really gone deep into it, like buffing and waxing and things like that. And really never owned a car that's really worth even washing for the most part. But this thing's got some decent paint on it, and I'd really like to kind of bring some shine back into it. So, yeah, if that's something that interests you guys and kind of me fumbling around through. I've watched a few Ammo NYC videos, so I'm the furthest thing from professional yet, but I could definitely probably do it and maybe not screw it up too bad. Probably screw it up pretty bad. Whatever. But, yeah. I was going to do the struts this weekend on the 245, but that's how my seal came in from IPD. Not their fault. They probably shipped it around when shipping. So I ordered another one. Actually, I ordered 4 more because I don't want to do that again. So, yeah, I guess I'll get rolling on the brakes on this thing, and maybe I'll record some stuff. Maybe I won't. I don't really know. And we'll kind of see where the rest of this video goes. Thanks, guys, and stay tuned. Well, this is the driver's side over here. We got a little bit of tie rod end play. I really can't do it very well with one hand. The ball joints feel pretty good. There's a bunch of little like trim pieces that are kind of sagging. I don't know if this is from sitting or maybe it was a little bit of a fender bender at some point in time. Looks all right, but yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't get some clips for this thing, or it looks like it was maybe glued at one point in time, but we'll see what happens. So split it off and get the brakes checked out and keep rolling. Well, I got the brakes officially split apart, gave everything a quick brake clean bath, and surprisingly, everything came out really nice. These pads are almost brand new. In fact, I could probably mic them out, and they're probably only a couple of thousandths less, but these rotors look like complete crap. I could media blast them and get them turned and shine them up and make them usable, but brake parts are cheap enough, I'm not really going to worry about it. Clean these things up a little bit. Sadly, the hardware kit did not show up with these pads, so a little unfortunate there, but I'll clean these up with some Scotch-Brite and maybe try to grind these up a little bit and clean them, and then save them clean with the threads off with here. Clean some grease out of these, and there was copper anti-seize, or some anti-seize on everything, so I think I'm going to slap a little more anti-seize back on it when I put it back together, because for sitting for 7 years, everything slid right out, and I was pretty impressed. So yeah, I guess I'll keep plowing forward. I know the internet tends to make things look nicer than they really are. I had a guy comment on one of my pictures on the Book of the Face and said that he would run these tires and wouldn't worry about them, but here's kind of what they're looking like right here. Right here, they're all split. They're all split over here. You can see these things are separating in between there. So these things are absolutely cooked, which is unfortunate because they've got a pretty decent amount of tread, but I wouldn't dare. I already drove on these things to a gas station a couple miles on the road and back, and I even hit speeds of 60, 70 miles an hour, if I'm being honest, and it was not a smart idea. It's got a little bit of a red trim on the middle here. I don't know if these things are fairly new or how that works. I don't see any nipples all over them other than a few right over here, but yeah, anyway, I'm gonna keep rolling on this side and work my way to the back. Well, I got both front brakes dialed in. Got the back side over here soaking down. Sprayed it with some brake cleaner to clean it out and some penetrating oil. My 945, or my 245, sorry, I broke those pins, which snapped my caliper, which caused me to not do my brakes, which now my brakes are grinding because I suck. So I'm gonna do a quick headlight check on this thing, see how the lights are. I don't really know what bulbs work and what bulbs don't work right now. So we're gonna kick this on, kick the headlights on, we'll put the fogs on, and we'll put the four-ways on too. So it looks like those are flashing okay, so we'll give a scan on all the lights, see how everything's working. We got blinkers. Fog lights do work, good, happy to see that. I know when I turn that light on, the light comes on the dashboard for him being out, so we'll swing out back, see how we're looking back here. Huh. We got off. I wonder if that's the fog light and that's the tail light, or vice versa. Not really sure, so looks like I'm gonna have to get some bulbs, but license plate light bulbs work too. Good, glad to see that. So yeah, I guess I'll keep rolling on the brakes in the rear. I might do some trim shining up today too. Some of these handles look kind of cruddy. Might try to wash these off a little bit and give them with that stuff that I hit the mirrors with. This turned out fairly nice. It looks a lot better than it did. You can kind of see where I didn't quite get it hit, but really shined it up. So anyway, nothing really exciting to share. Brakes look like brakes. Look like crap, but anyway, I'm gonna keep rolling. Well, I ran to the parts store and got this light working up here now. Or I should say down there now. But for some reason, there is no bulb up here. Or there's no spot for the bulb. So I'm going to figure out what's going on with that one. I guess I'm going to have to probably buy one of those Swiss locks. So that's unfortunate, but hey, at least I got a working taillight now. Fog light will come in a little bit of time. Well, while I'm out here farting around with the taillights, I might as well put on these bad boys around her. Picked these up from my local auto parts store. They weren't as cheap as I'd like them to be, but they weren't that bad. Because the lift shocks on it right now do that. So I'm going to swap these things out and finally have trunk shocks again. Yes! I got that all taken care of. These clips are clearly for someone with a higher form of education than I've ever received, because man, I bought specifically that one, but yeah, look at that. Oh, beautiful. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna keep plugging forward to some other stuff and see where I go next. All right. Well, officially got 4 full corners swapped out, new pads and discs. Everything really isn't that bad brake-wise. Here's the pads in the rear. They're about the same as the front. You can just see there's just old rust, and the pads were about 3/4 life, but realistically, brakes are cheap enough. I'm not gonna risk it. I could probably get those things turned and clean them up and make it work, but I think I paid 150 bucks maybe for all 4 pads and rotors shipped, so I ain't gonna cry about it. I'm pretty sure these tires were brand new, or at least very new, because there's still some like markings in the inside of them, so kind of sad to see really the way this car fate was ended up, but thankfully she's getting brought back to life now, so nothing else super exciting to really share as of today yet. I think I might run around and kind of clean some of this trim up here, shine some of those up a little bit, clean the interior out a little bit more. I tried this Chemical Guy stuff from our local parts store, and it really shined this stuff up. So I might run around and do all the trim on all 4 corners, or trim all the door panels and stuff on the inside, and some of that lower stuff over there in the center console and things like that. But yeah, probably gonna wrap it up for here today. I'll keep rolling with some other stuff probably tomorrow when some more stuff comes in. So appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow. I mentioned earlier in the video that I used this Chemical Guys all-purpose cleaner stuff. I'm going to do a quick show of this side right over here. It's probably not really going to pick up very good in the video, but I did wipe this down with an Armor All wipe already, and it seemed to shine it up quite a bit, but there's just a lot of little stuff in there that didn't quite want to shine out. So I'm going to give this a shot on this door panel over here and see if I can't get you guys a good before and after of this stuff. How well that's going to pick up, I probably should have done a time lapse of it, but stuff does some serious work. I'm pretty impressed with this stuff. Like I said it earlier, I've never used any Chemical Guys stuff in my entire life. I've heard good things about them, but definitely impressed me quite a bit. So I'm going to clean the rest of these door panels off, because clearly what I did before was inadequate, and keep plugging away. Ooh, another thing I did do, maybe hard to see, but I did shine up these trim and this stuff right here, the door handles. I did give another coat of the mirrors with that Cerakote stuff that I picked up off Amazon. That stuff works pretty good. I think I'm going to do the lower trim down here and stuff too at some point. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to keep cleaning these door panels, and maybe eventually listen to that CD that I said I'd listen to. Like, well, actually, I don't think I ever sent that video to YouTube. But yeah, anyway, we'll keep rolling. Well, guys, it's the following day. Trying to figure out really what to do today on this car. I'd really like to have my garage back because it's kind of sideways, taking the whole thing up, but I'm supposed to go get tires hopefully today, so I really don't want to throw it all back together, put the wheels on it, move it around, just to go take the wheels back off. So waiting a couple more hours. I think it's only like 9 a.m. right now, maybe 9:30, so I'll wait a few more hours and then shoot the guy a message and I'm getting those tires from, and he's going to be mounting and balancing them as well. And if that fails, then I'll just end up wrapping this up and moving it over. I'm not going to pull it outside right now because we got like 18 inches of snow and everything's ridiculous, so I don't want to get stuck. But I've been thinking about what I want to do today. I've been doing some organization on that bench with some tools. I'm trying to put like a little go bag together with some sockets and wrenches and stuff like that for this car. I like having a bag of tools and some spare parts in all my cars. In the event of something breaking down, it saves me from an $80 tow bill, or at least. So I think I might just pull some spark plugs out of it and check the cap and rotor and just see how everything looks inside there. Maybe it's gummed up. I have a feeling the fuel filter is likely the issue as to why it's not running very great. It's probably got some nasty varnish gas inside of it that has filled up half the tank because it had almost an entirely full tank of gas in it. So I'm going to monkey with a couple of things and just kind of see if maybe something stands out, but I'm not holding my breath too much. And yeah, we'll see what shows up. I am going to plan on pulling these fuel injectors out. I ordered a kit of fuel injector O-rings from AC Delco. It was like $6 or $7 for all of them. Sorry, my hands are all shaky. So I'm going to plan on pulling those out and doing a cleanup on those and seeing if I can clean them up a little bit. I may contemplate pulling the catalytic converter off and seeing if it's plugged, because it has blown some like black chunks out of the exhaust. Maybe it's got a mouse nest in it or something like that. So maybe the exhaust is just not flowing out like it's supposed to. But yeah, I'm going to dig into it a little bit today, see if anything stands out. Hopefully I find something. Otherwise, the parts cannon will be here next week sometime, and then I'll just go and hope that fixes it, because that's what you want to do. Don't diagnose, throw parts at it. So that's what I've learned. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, well, I got all the plugs out. They all look not too bad. They look like they're a little bit rich. The car's running a little bit rich, yeah. But I'm no master reading spark plugs. Scotia oil on that one, but not enough to really concern me about it. Everything came out super easy. It's running OEM Volvo plugs, which is pretty surprising. I'm assuming they've been replaced. I would almost guarantee these things aren't the original plugs. It's got 164,000 miles on the car, I believe, in that neighborhood. But spark plug gap is supposed to be between 28 and 32 thousandths, and with my gauge here, I'm getting near 40 on every single one of them. So definitely time for some plugs. I'm running, I think I ordered NGK double platinum plugs. They were only like $3 or $4 each on Rock Auto, something like that. They weren't very bad. So I guess comment below if you could and let me know if I should run OEM plugs with turbo cars like this, or if the NGKs will be good enough. But I may pull that cap and rotor off right now. I may just ignore it. I don't know. We'll see. It's still a little bit chilly in here, but we'll keep plugging forward. All right, well, if I had any form of smarts, I would probably just do the tune-up on it and then test it out and see how she's doing. But been doing a little bit of Google fooing. I got a couple of things I'm going to check right now, see what that leads. Hopefully I can dig something up, but I'm anticipating it's likely going to be plugs, wires, cap, rotor, fuel filter, and pump is going to be the dress up to get it running good. Also probably clip flushing the injectors out. But I'm going to check the mass airflow sensor and then pull the throttle body off and check that out, because a lot of guys say that those things can cause rough idles. Obviously the spark plug gap is like 10 thousandths over what it's supposed to be, which isn't great. I don't know how much more turbo cars take effect from that. I've driven some cars in some pretty clapped out plug wires and plugs that have ran okay. So let's go fire it up real quick and then pull out that mass airflow sensor and see how she does. She's idling kind of rough. It'll tend to stall out here too. So we'll see what happens right here. Nope, she died. So that's clearly working okay. At least working good enough. There we go. Let's move on to some other stuff real quick. Well, taking a look at the throttle body. Looks like there's a gasket on there, and I definitely am not going to have that gasket. I don't necessarily want to risk pulling it off without a gasket and having some issues. I was looking at these vacuum lines right here, and these things are all cracked. These vacuum lines are not great. So I may run out and pick up some vacuum lines. It looks like these are like 4.2 millimeter or something obscure like that, so I'm probably going to have to run to Volvo for it. But yeah, digging down here, I was following this wire, happened to notice this right here. So this vacuum line's not even connected to anything. I don't know, this is the vacuum canister, so I'm assuming it probably won't cause a rough idle issue, but maybe it will. I don't know. I'm gonna go plug it in. Well, I just plugged it in. I'm gonna go turn the key real quick and see, maybe she idles a little bit smoother. Nope, still idling like crap. You can hear it struggling and trying to stay running, but it's definitely missing, popping, banging, the whole 9 yards. It's not throwing any codes, but this radio keeps resetting and needing the code after every turnoff. Also, listen to this. Horrible noises, so I don't know, something's probably wrong with the radio, but yeah, well, oh well. I guess I'll keep digging on, and nope, she died. I may just wrap it up actually here. I've done a lot of monkeying around with some random stuff. I'm hoping to go get tires yet today. I gotta get a hold of the guy and replace these ugly bastards. So I may just play it safe and not pull anything else off. I don't have any gaskets or anything like that, and I really don't want to get caught with my pants and my ankles, because I do need this to get out of the garage so I can park my other junk in here so I can actually thaw my cars out. So I think from here I'm probably going to wrap it up. I know it's a pretty random, sporadic video. Maybe if I do end up getting tires today, I'll throw that on the end of the video. But I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all the support. Like I said earlier, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys like. I'd love to get some feedback from you guys. I'm looking to do the power steering leak. Trying to figure that out later. I'm going to probably make a whole video on that one as I diagnose into that. And yeah, that's really all I think I've got to share, unfortunately, for today. So yeah, Slowly but surely, just getting back to roadworthy again. Man, it's smoky in here. That wood stove's not happy today, apparently. It's too cold outside. It's like 7 right now. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you at the next one. Thanks again.